5 ways to hurt those who hate you without lifting a finger. Hatred is a poison, one that burns the vessel before it ever reaches its target. But here's the truth few dare to admit. The greatest wound you can give your enemies is to never let their venom reach your veins. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." We are not here to wrestle in the mud with those who envy, resent, or despise us. We stand above, not out of arrogance, but out of discipline. Here are 5 ways to make those who hate you choke on their own bitterness without touching them. First, live unshaken. Hatred feeds on your reaction. They want you angry, defensive, and obsessed with proving yourself. But the moment you remain unshaken, calm as an iron statue in the storm, you deny them their victory. Epictetus warned, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" We let them speak, we let them rage, and yet we rise every morning untouched, living our life as if their existence were a mere shadow. Nothing infuriates a hater more than realizing they cannot disturb your peace. 2. Become more than they can stand to watch. The most silent strike is to grow in the open, to keep building yourself so powerfully that your existence becomes a mirror, reflecting everything they lack. Your discipline will be their discomfort. Your achievements will be the reminder of their stagnation, and your composure will be the dagger that cuts deeper than any insult. As the Stoic researcher Donald Robertson wrote in How to Think Like a Roman Emperor, by mastering yourself, you master the game others try to trap you in. We do not act to spite them, we act to honor ourselves, and in doing so, we leave them behind, not as enemies, but as echoes. 3. Starve them of your attention. Hatred is a parasite. It survives only when it feeds on the energy you give it. Every reply, every defense, every acknowledgement is a banquet for those who want to see you fall. Seneca once said, "He who seeks to hurt another hurts himself." When you deny them your gaze, your words, and your time, you force them to sit alone with the very bitterness that consumes them. Your silence will echo louder than any argument because it tells them they are irrelevant to your path. We know this truth. A fire without fuel dies. And so we give them nothing, no spark, no breath, until their hatred burns itself out in the cold. 4. Outgrow them until they can't reach you. The most devastating way to hurt those who hate you is to rise so far above them that their reach becomes meaningless. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." We do not match their pettiness with pettiness, nor their venom with venom. Instead, we sharpen our mind, strengthen our character, and walk a path so elevated that their words become whispers carried away by the wind. When you evolve beyond their world, you don't just escape their hatred, you render it powerless, because nothing crushes the spirit of your enemy more than seeing you thrive in a realm they can never enter. 5. Live in such peace that their chaos feels pointless. Nothing confuses and frustrates a hateful person more than watching you live in unshakable calm. Seneca wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay. When we refuse to react, we deny them the fuel they crave. We turn every insult into an echo, every attempt to provoke into a wasted effort. They begin to realize their hatred is powerless, not because we fought them, but because we made their existence irrelevant to our peace." 6. Succeed quietly and let silence humiliate them. The deepest cut is not in words or confrontation. It is in rising so far above them that their bitterness drowns in its own insignificance. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. We do not announce our victories. We do not beg for recognition. We let our progress whisper in corridors they cannot enter, until the mere mention of our name reminds them of all they could never destroy. In silence, success becomes the sharpest blade. If their hate couldn't stop you, nothing will. Walk away, not in weakness, but in power. Let them choke on the silence you leave behind, and while they watch, become untouchable. This is the path we walk, and if you're ready to walk it too, you already know where to find us.